Hi fam. Don't turn me off. Just please let me explain. Just give me some time to explain. Please don't take my absence personally because it had nothing to do with you all at all. It had everything to do with me and all of the intense energy that we have been surrounded by because of everything that is happening with the planet and all of the energy and downloads that we've been receiving. It has been extremely intense for me, and my intention was to go on a little break to, I guess, to hibernate for a while. But what ended up happening was that I was and still am feeling the energies that are affecting the planets with regards to humanity's ascension and evolution so much more intensely than I anticipated. This has been affecting me physically, it's been affecting me emotionally, psychologically, mentally, spiritually, you name it, I've been affected. And it has dawned on me that I'm feeling the effects of everything that has been happening and is happening before it started to happen. So I've missed so much in my quote unquote hibernation phase, and I just wanted to really reconnect with all of my viewers and all of my new viewers and, just fill you in, let you know that I do love you. I was always thinking about you. I would leave work and be like, I am going to go home and record. Come on, Elle, let's do this recording. And by the time I got home, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm exhausted. Like I've been so tired. I can't even wash up before I go to sleep, which is one of the worst things that I think I could possibly do, because then I take all of that energy that I've been around for the entire day into my bed, into my dream state. Like, what is really going on, Elle? Anyway, there's so many things that have happened since my last recording. I missed communicating with all of you about the the lunar eclipse, super new moon on March 8th in Pisces. I missed the full moon lunar. No. It was the new moon solar eclipse March 8th. The full moon lunar eclipse at the end of March in Libra, I believe it was. Um, every month on the 9th of the month, there has been an energy portal that we have experienced since January. And we're going to continue to experience these energy portals the 9th of every month until the quote unquote 999, which is a fabulous energy portal event. The first energy portal that we experienced, I'm sorry, my dog is just like, I noticed that like whenever I connect with you all and do these vlogs, she is all over me getting all of this love energy that we share with each other. So don't mind me, I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure that I give you the correct information about all of these things that I missed talking to you about. So yeah, so every month we have been experiencing an energy gateway / portal on the 9th of the month. The first portal was about being aware of the old. The second was about making plans, making the necessary changes. The third was about receiving help from the ascended master. And the fourth was about receiving help from our spirit guides and angels. The fifth one, I'm not so sure of what it's about, but as soon as I find out, I will let you know. And I'm getting this information about these energy portals from a young man that has a vlog online, and his vlog, I really like his vlog. The name of it is Divine Light Passes, and the website is I'm sorry, not Divine Light Passes. It's Divine Light Phases, and his website is Divine Phases Lightworker Mission.wordpress.com. I started reading his vlogs, and fam, I just absolutely fell in love with his style of writing and the information that he provides, because it really resonates with me. And I wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you have also noticed the energy and activation portals on the 9th of each month. The great thing is today is May 4th, so in the next 5 days we will be in the midst of an energy portal. So be aware of what it is that you feel, see, hear, think, and know. Be aware of synchronicities so that you will be able to kind of sort of figure out what's really going on and work with the energy for your benefit. Now, on top of all of that stuff, all of the eclipses that I've missed, the full moons, the new moons, I've also missed talking to you all about 5 planets going into retrograde. These 5 planets, I want to say all of them were in retrograde around the 28th of April. And those planets are Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Mercury, and Saturn. Now, we all know the craziness that goes on when Mercury goes into retrograde. Mercury is all about communication, messages, transportation, electronics, travel, receiving messages from our higher selves and the spirit world. And there is this big, I want to say misconception about Mercury retrograde, that, you know, everything is just like horrific when Mercury goes into retrograde. If you don't know, when a planet goes into its retrograde phase, what happens is, from our perspective on Earth, it appears to be spinning backwards. Is it spinning backwards? No. No planet ever spins backwards. It's just an optical illusion. And when the planets are quote unquote in their retrograde phase, what happens is the energy and the vibrations associated with the planet are felt more inward. They're felt, you know, we feel them more inwardly than we do express them, than we see them outwardly. So normally when Mercury goes into retrograde, it's like time for you to stay quiet and rethink, regroup, redo, revise, revisit a lot of the situations and experiences in your life regarding communication, how you communicate with yourself and how you communicate with other people. So that is like some of the things that happen when Mercury goes into its retrograde phase. You internalize the energy of Mercury retrograde, which gives you the opportunity to redo a lot of things regarding communication. Pluto is the planet that is associated with our love and our relationships. So while Pluto is in its retrograde phase, we will have the opportunity to sit quietly with ourselves and think about what it is that we love. How we express our love, how we feel our love towards ourselves and towards other people, as well as the relationships that we're in. Are our relationships at this point in time, or in the past, or the future relationships that we have, will they serve our best interest and the best interest of everybody involved? These are things that might pop up while Pluto is in retrograde. Jupiter represents our personal expansion and transformation of who we are. So while Jupiter is in retrograde, we may start to think about what are some of the things that I can do to expand my spiritual journey? What are some of the things that I can do that will help me to transform into the person and the soul that I want to be? Are there things that I can cut out that are not serving my transformational purpose, that are not helping me become the person that I know that I am in my heart and soul? Are there things that I could bump up a little bit, like I could do more of or do more consistently, so that I am on that path of transformation in all areas or specific areas of my life? So these are things that you might contemplate while Jupiter is in its retrograde phase. Mars is the planet that is associated with, I'm just looking at my notes, don't mind me. Mars is associated with our emotions, our passion, and our what we're aggressive about. So while Mars is in retrograde, we may be a little apprehensive to do the things that we're passionate about, because we are really reviewing all of our passions. We're reviewing our emotions with regarding what we feel passionate about, so that we can make sure that we are on the right track with regards to what it is that makes us feel like, like passionate. What is it? What is, like, dancing is one of my passions. While Pluto is in its retrograde phase, what I ended up doing was I ended up making a commitment with regards to belly dancing that I'm not so sure I am going to be able to fulfill. And I'm really emotional about it. So instead of me making this commitment, I should have just waited for a minute and gotten all of the information. And I didn't get all of the information. See, like, this is a perfect example of what not to do while these planets are in retrograde. Do not make sudden decisions like I made about this belly dancing gig, because I'm starting to feel a way about my decision. Like, oh my goodness, did I make the right decision? Although I'm very passionate about belly dancing, did I really do this? I didn't have all of the information. Elle, what are you really doing? Like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, a lot of the things that I've been experiencing haven't really made sense. However, I do understand that part of one of the things that I need to do so that I can transform into the person that I know that I am is be aggressive when it comes to my passion. So although, Jupiter, which deals with our transformation, me transforming into the dancer that I know that I am, and so is Mars. Mars deals with passion. My passion is dancing. I love belly dancing. That's one of my passions. I still made this decision, and although I'm like, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do it, because I need to shake it up a little so that I could just be like, I'm stepping into who I know I am. So, although I did not take that time out to think, it is advised that you take time out to think while these planets are in retrograde. Now, Saturn deals with karma. And while Saturn is in retrograde, we really may start to think about those karmic relationships that we have, how they have helped us grow, what purpose they have served in our life, and learn the lessons from them, so that once Saturn turns direct, meaning that when we view it in the sky, it looks like it's spinning in the forward direction, we'll be able to use all of the knowledge that we have acquired while Saturn is in its retrograde phase regarding our karmic relationships and how to, sometimes we have to end our karmic relationships. Sometimes, and all of the time, karmic relationships are there for us to learn and grow. But while Saturn is in retrograde, it gives us the opportunity to have a better understanding of how these karmic relationships helped us grow and which one of these karmic relationships have served their purpose, and we need to end them with love and light. So I like the retrograde phase because it allows us to slow down. It allows us to take that time that we need and review a lot of things in our lives, review a lot of things about ourselves, so that we can come to a better understanding of who we are. We can implement the things within our lives that we feel we need to implement, so that we can be the person that we want to be, that we know we should be, and that our soul and our heart and our higher selves are lovingly, constantly reminding us that we are. It gives us the time to remember, what our purpose is on life and what we should be doing, what we need to get rid of, what we need to start doing, what we need to do more of, what we need to do less of. So take this time that these planets are in retrograde and think about everything, so that you can revise, revisit these things that pop into your head, or these emotions that, pop up out of nowhere. They're coming up for a reason. They're coming up so that you can review them and you can learn from them. And if you don't need them anymore, you can get rid of them. Because the more things that we get rid of that don't serve as purpose, the more space we have, so that new, better, more improved things, experience, and people of higher vibrations can come into our life, and so that we can experience them. And these are all things that I have been experiencing, even though while I thought I was going on my little, hibernation phase, I did it because I did not want to physically experience and go through all of the physical ups and downs that all of this energy may have caused me to experience. Like, I didn't want to, a lot of times when the energy is really intense, I cry a lot. And I wanted to make myself numb from the physical effects that the energy and downloads may have caused me to experience. However, it didn't work. It was, like I said, it was even more intense. So I have learned, one of the major things that I have learned from me going on my hibernation hiatus is that no matter how hard you try to run, some things are just inevitable. And if you are awake, if you're aware, if you're evolving, if you're ascended, if your light is shining, if you're a light worker, if you're a grid worker, if you're an angel, you're going to, if you're an earth angel, you're going to feel the effects of the intense energy one way or another. Now, fam, I done gained some weight. I got so lazy. It's like I really need to sleep all of the time. I'm not eating the way that I would like to eat. I find myself always eating French fries from the Chinese food store, drowned it in ketchup and barbecue sauce, or a baked potato in the morning. This is just... And I've gotten to the point where now I'm like, Elle, don't even tell yourself that you shouldn't be doing it, because if you crave it or if you want it, just eat it and get it over with. Because for me, I don't know about y'all, fam, but if I crave something and I don't get it, the intensity of me craving it is going to be even worse and stronger than before. There's like, with me, there's no middle ground. I am just an extremist. It's like, when I crave something, I want it. And the other day I was craving some French fries and chicken wings from the Chinese food store. And I ended up getting the French fries and chicken wings while I was at work. And I just don't crave it anymore. How about that? I just like what I ate from the area where I work was such a turnoff. I just don't crave French fries and chicken wings from the Chinese food store anymore. So I guess it all works out in the end, you know. Things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. I didn't even think it was a coincidence, but when I was eating it, I thought to myself, damn it, Elle, you should have just waited until you got home and gotten the French fries and chicken wings doused with like ketchup and barbecue sauce. You should have waited. But I didn't. And in me not waiting, the most beautiful thing happened. I don't crave it anymore because it was just so horrible. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to eat this anymore. I don't like this. It was just really horrible, fam. Could you imagine? Oh, anyway. So, yeah, it's just really eye-opening. My dreams have been crazy, and I don't even think they're dreams. I think that in my sleep state, what I'm experiencing is multidimensional lives that I have lived and are living now, because they feel so real. And sometimes when I'm dreaming, I say to myself while I'm in the dream, or maybe while I'm experiencing my multidimensional self, I say to myself, okay, I have to leave this right now and I have to go back to the 3D because I have to get up and go to work. Is that wild or what, fam? Have you all been experiencing that as well? I think that is so crazy. Like, one night I had this multidimensional experience in my dream state, and what I experienced was me as a man, but I don't know if I was transsexual, transgender, or just a gay man. I couldn't decipher which one it was, but I knew that I was a man in one of those three, living in one of those three, I guess, embodiments. And it was so surreal because I felt, and at one point I was being chased and persecuted. Like, the people in the area didn't like who I was, so they were literally chasing me, trying to kill me. And I can't say that I was scared. I was more sad because I was experiencing this at this point in the multidimensional experience in my dream state. And when I woke up, it was like when I woke up, that was when I said to myself, this was not a dream. This is one of my multidimensional lives that I have just experienced, and this is so surreal. I actually sat at the side of my bed and said, do you mean to tell me, Elle, that that which you focus on becomes your reality? You have that much power to want to, because my intention was that I've been doing a whole lot of things. Like, I'm jumping all over the place. I've been doing a whole lot of things because I really want to develop the spiritual gifts that I have. I really want to develop them so that I can be of service. I really want to develop them so that I can heal myself and help others heal, and also teach others how to heal themselves. I want to be of service, and I have been purchasing a lot of gemstones. I've been working with gemstones. I've been meditating. I have been purchasing some. I purchased a channeling series. It's just like I'm doing so many things while I was supposed to be on my hibernation kick, and at the time that I was listening to all of this stuff and doing all of this work, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure if this is really going to work. I'm just going to continue to do it. And lo and behold, I started having these multidimensional experiences in my dream state. So when that, and I've been reading books. I've read 2 books since my last recording and connection with you all. And that dream or experience just made me open up, and I was like, this is real. Like, this 3D is not real. There's something else that's real, and we can tap into it because it is in us. Like, Elle, do you really know what you're getting into now? And I became so flippin' excited. Maybe that's why I always just wanted to come home and go to sleep, because it was just wild. I was like, oh, let me get these crystals. Let me read up on which one of these. I bought like $200-300 worth of crystals, and I'm holding them in my hand while I'm sleeping. And I'm holding, like, I have a crystal right now. I have what is this? This is a blue calcite, and I've gotten crystals that are smaller than this, and I'm holding them in my hand while I'm sleeping. And you know, when I woke up, I still had the crystal in my hand, because once, let me tell you a funny joke. I went to sleep with a Lumerian crystal in my hand, and I woke up, and I'm like, where's the crystal? And the crystal was kind of small. I'm not sure if I told you. I probably did tell you about this. I'm crying all over the place. I'm praying to my angels, please help me find my crystal, because I take my crystals very personally. Like, these are my babies. I might not sleep with all of them or carry all of them around, but when I get them, I touch all of them. They are my babies. I love them. I know they love me. We are all together. We're a big crystal family. And when I lost this Lumerian crystal, I was distraught. I went crazy. I was like, okay, I'm just going to forget about this because I prayed and I know that it's going to come back to me. I tore up my whole room. Then my friend found it in his wash. Well, because he did some he washed some of my clothes. He's so sweet. But anyway, found it in his washing machine, and I never took it over there. And it shouldn't have been in the clothes that I washed at his house, because I did not wash my bed sheets in his house. Anyway, it was over there. He gave it back to me, and then, silly me again, I went to sleep with it in my hand again and haven't found it since. And I'm still taking this personally. Like, I see the bag that the crystal was in, and I'm looking at the bag like, oh my, where's my crystal? And I chalked it up as, okay, Elle, the crystal went where it was supposed to be, because, was really meant to be someplace else. Like, it served its purpose with you. Now it had to go into another dimension to help another dimensional you. You know, it's still with you, and I kind of sort of feel that it is still with me. But anyway, yeah. So I've been buying all these crystals. I've been in my hibernation. I still been doing work, and the work has been paying off. And I say that to you to let you know, do not give up on what it is that you want to accomplish while you are on this mission. Please don't think that everything that happens in the 3D is like do or die. It's not. It starts in your mind, it starts in your heart, and then from there, the thing, the wheels get turning and rolling. We have to start setting our intentions for the things that we want to accomplish. We really have to start setting our intentions and looking over the intentions that we set. And I'm not just talking about my intent. I intend to be a clear channel. No, I'm talking about writing it down. I'm talking about doing things that will help you to be a clear channel. I'm talking about actively trying to connect to whatever benevolent forces it is that you would like to channel to provide whatever services it is that you want to provide. And it doesn't even have to be services to anybody else. You could want to do whatever it is with regards to your spiritual growth for the betterment of you. And although that might sound selfish, it's not. Let me explain to you why. Because when you grow spiritually, that energy, that energy, it expands from you, and those around you feel that energy and want to grow as well. So there's no selfishness when it comes to, I want to do this for me. I'm not saying, don't try not to be in the mind frame of I want to, channel so that I can get the lotto numbers, because then it's not going to work. It's just not, it doesn't work like that, because that's selfish. We have to start setting, like I was saying, we have to start setting our intentions, writing them down, and actively moving towards them. If we see that whatever intention it is that we set hasn't necessarily manifested, don't give up. Do not give up. However, I do suggest and encourage you to try out different things, and whatever resonates with you and whatever works for you the best, stick with it. If something doesn't work, just don't do that anymore. But don't give up on your intentions. Do not give up. Now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to be persistent. It is the time to persist with love and faith. We definitely need to start working with our higher selves and our angelic teams more, and our spirit guides. We all have them. We need to work with them. We need to communicate with them. We need to be open to the guidance that they are giving us, and they're constantly giving us guidance. One thing that I do want to mention is they will never intervene without your permission. So definitely communicate with them in whatever way you feel most comfortable communicating with them. From the smallest things to the hugest things, from the, I really, more recently, I said to my team, I really want to start eating better. I want to start eating a more balanced, I want to have a more balanced diet. I shouldn't even say diet. I want to eat better. Damn it. That's it. I just want to eat better. I don't want to crave the French fries and fried chicken wings from the Chinese food store smothered in ketchup and barbecue sauce. Sorry, my computer keeps on going dark. I don't want to crave that anymore, because it's not making me feel good, and it's making me fat. I want to be a big girl. I've always been a big girl, but I want to fit in my clothes. I don't want to put my clothes on and then when I get to my mode of transportation, I sit down and the crotch of my pants split like they've been doing. I don't want to, wear one pair of pants that used to be baggy on me and now all of a sudden the inseam is out. I don't want to have holes in my crotch. Like, I fall asleep on the train, and sometimes when I fall asleep on the train, my legs open. I don't want, if my legs are opening because I'm falling asleep, I don't want everybody to see my thong or my private parts. I'm not running that kind of business. I don't want that. Like, I want to eat healthy. And when I was really serious about that and asked for their help, I don't crave the French fries anymore, or the fried chicken, or anything from the Chinese food store for that matter. So you have to ask them for help. They're not going to help you unless you ask them. And they will communicate with you in all different ways. It could be you remembering something. It could be you thinking that you hear something. You might feel something. You might dream something. You might smell something. You might see something in your mind's eye. It might be some kind of synchronistic event that you've experienced. It might be a song. You might hear a song on the radio. A song might pop up in your head. Somebody might be singing a song. It could be so many different ways that our spirit team communicates with us, but we just have to be open. And you could even ask for help with identifying what guidance they're giving you and the type of way that they're giving it to you. You can ask them for anything. Ask the angels for anything. They always want to help us. Always, always, always. I've been working with angels so much more as well. And I don't talk about things that I don't experience or have not done. And I just want to tell you that, they really want to help us. Let me tell you a situation that happened to me. And this is two things that I've been working with. I am a Reiki master, and my son does not live with me anymore. And he would get sick in the morning a lot because he would just like pig out all night and eat all kinds of horrible food. And then in the morning he would be sick as a dog. Now, when this happened to him while he was here, I was able to see and help him. But now that he's not here around me and he doesn't live with me, I don't necessarily know when stuff like this happens to him because he might not communicate with me in the morning, or he might communicate with me in the morning and not in the evening. But it just so happened that one day I reached out to him in the morning and he was sick. And I was shook. I was at work and I started to go crazy. I go crazy when it comes to my son and anybody I know being sick. Like, I go into panic mode, like worrying to death about them. And I know I have to calm down about doing that. That's something that I'm working on. And this was even worse because he's not around me. He's like hours away from me. How am I going to get to him? I went crazy at work. I was like, oh my God, Elle, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Elle? What are you going to do? I would call him and he wouldn't answer the phone, or he would answer the phone. He's like, Ma, I'm fine. But I know he's not fine. I know he told me that he was vomiting, he had a fever, and he had diarrhea. And I'm like, oh my God. He has the sickness. I'm like, do you want to go? His name is X. X, do you want to go to the hospital? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do this, do that. He's like, Ma, I'm fine. It's like, I'm lying down. I reached out to everybody that I knew in the area where he was. And they were like, don't worry, Al. We'll take care of him. When we get home, we'll do this. And I'm like, when you get home, like, it's 11 o'clock. When you get home is hours from now. It's like 6 hours from now. What are you talking about? By that time, I could be there and have saved my son. I sat down at my desk. I was like, Elle, stop for a minute. You're not making this situation better. You're probably just making him worse by worrying about him this much. You have so many wonderful tools at your disposal. Stop for a minute, take a breath, calm down, and think about what you can do from where you are to help your son. Immediately, I went into Reiki mode. So I got up, I went to the bathroom. I stayed in the bathroom for about a good 5 minutes, and I didn't care at all. And I sent him some Reiki. I said some prayers. I asked the angels, and I even asked his angels to help him maneuver through whatever he was going through physically. And I want to say like an hour later, I said, I'm going to calm down, because normally when things like this happen with him, I'm calling him nonstop. Are you feeling better? 10 minutes. How do you feel now? 7 minutes. Are you okay? I waited for about an hour. I reached out to him, and he sounded so much better. So that's another thing that I need to work on. Calming down and having faith and trust, and using and implementing the skills and talents that I have to help myself and others. So you too have skills and talents and gifts. So I seriously suggest that you buckle down and look into those gifts and skills and talents that you naturally have, that you think you might want to develop more, so that you can help yourself and help other people. That was just my little example of, how I go crazy when it comes to my son, and how I used Reiki and the power of prayer, and called on angels. And I feel like the combination of the prayer to the angels and the Reiki did the work. And within an hour's time, he was up and fine. So yeah, definitely call on the angels and the archangels and the ascended masters to help you out with whatever it is that you're going through. The smallest things to the biggest things, they want to help us. They are here for us. So, fam, I have been babbling on, and I think it's time for me to go, because on the 6th, we are experiencing the new moon in Taurus. And on the 9th, we're experiencing another energy portal / gateway. The planets are retrograde, so it's time for us to step back and think. For my twin flames that are viewing this vlog and all of my other vlogs, I have not forgotten about you. There's nothing much really going on with let me not say that. There's a lot going on with my my twin flame journey. But I just have not really, I have not communicated with my flame. Like, we haven't spoken, so I don't know what's going on his end, but I feel a lot of transformation and change going on his end. Like, I feel things are being shaken up for him. I feel like he's going through the battle of his life. Like, there's a war between his soul and his ego, but I don't think his soul is really fighting so much. I think the ego, ding dang it, I think his ego is doing all the fighting, and the soul is just like, you do whatever. The time will come when you get tired and you'll fall to the wayside, and things will be the way that they're supposed to be. Yeah, he's been very quiet. He's been very quiet for a month. No communication at all. on the 3D plane, but I know there's been major communications on all of the higher realms. I think about him every day, as I'm sure he thinks about me every day as well. But I think that we're both doing some work. That's why we're really quiet. But when we do get to that point where we verbally communicate and we can share with each other what has been happening, I will definitely let you know. If you're experiencing the same thing that I am with your beloved, I know I go through this all of the time where my ego is like, well, he should call me. He should do this and he should do that. And I'll say this over and over again. Not only am I saying it to you, but I'm saying it to myself. What happens on 3D does not really matter. If you all are just like me, not in your physical union or reunion phase, it's just not supposed to happen at this time. Other things are more important in the greater scheme of this whole mission that we are on as flames. And I have to constantly remind myself that this energetic connection that I share with him is bigger than what it is I want. It's bigger than that. And I know that I am built for whatever. I'm just built for it. I just feel like I'm built for it. So us flames have to realize that, you know, there are greater powers in charge, and it's our responsibility to do what it is that we have to do so that we can fulfill our mission. And that involves going through all of the ego and emotions. That involves everything that you're experiencing. Everything that you're experiencing is what you're supposed to experience so that you can grow into the bright, burning flame that you are. So don't give up, do not give up, and don't give up, because just don't give up. Yeah, and I have to remind myself that also, because more recently I was like, oh, you know what? I am done. I can't believe that he did not reach out to me, and it's been a little over a month. Like, how dare he? But then I thought to myself, how selfish can I be? Like, he's feeling me saying this. He's feeling this energy. Maybe that's why he hasn't reached out to me. And then on the 3rd of every month, what you can do to connect with your flame even more is you can say a prayer to Mary Magdalene. I think I made a post about that. On the 3rd of every month, ask her to strengthen the cord that goes from your heart to his. And I'm telling you, fam, start to do this and you will notice changes. I promise you, because I have been doing it. And I'm telling you, the most amazing thing is, when you're consistent with something, you will definitely see the changes. I have been so consistent with saying this prayer on the 3rd of every month to Mary Magdalene. I've even gotten a sugar light gemstone and held it in my hand as I've said it, or held it in my hands as I've recited the violet flame for my beloved and I. And if it's not the 3rd, it's the 4th of every month, my beloved is reaching out to me. Amazing. Yesterday was the 3rd. I said the prayer as I was drifting into my dream state. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh man, I don't think I really said the prayer. I didn't say the exact words, but my intention was there because I do want to have a stronger connection with him. And guess what, fam? He sent me a text message today. Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Not at all. Because I know it works. So I'm knowing that it's working for me. I know that it will work for you as well. Okay, now this time I'm really gonna go. Because I have to drink some blueberry slimming yogi tea. Because I'm trying to lose my tummy. I feel like I feel like I am the Michelin man, but I'm really the Michelin lady. I just want to get rid of this. I can't even say that it's a muffin top because I don't wear clothes that tight where it looks like one, but I don't feel comfortable. I feel like I'm busting out of my sides. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the vlog. I will definitely be coming back. I woke up from my hibernation. Oh my goodness, I didn't talk to you about the equinoxes. Oh, the equinoxes, I missed communicating with you about the equinoxes as well. And the equinox period was all about going from the dark into the light. And we just went through the spring equinox, and now all of that information that you have acquired while we were in the dark of the winter, the sun will shine light on it and will help it grow even more, because now that we are in spring, we will have more hours of sun than night. Anyway, it's just, like I said, it's so many things that I missed talking to you about. It's unbelievable. And this is like the 15th time I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna go, but this time I'm really gonna go. I'm so happy that you all remain patient and loving with me. I will try to tell you if I'm going to go into a hibernation. I'll give you, I'll warn you that I'm going into the hibernation before I do next time. I don't anticipate going into my hibernation mode anytime soon. I love you, love you, love you, and I will definitely stay connected. We got a lot of things to talk about. I wish you well, and I'll talk to you later.